Hello YouTube, this is Dutch Bushcraft, not Dutch Bushcraft Knives. That's two young guys who decided to borrow my name and add knives to it, but there's no affiliation. I make my own videos and I've been around for a long time. I just haven't been making videos for a while. That doesn't mean I was not doing bushcraft and survival, I just didn't film it. Okay, real quick, I'm talking about my 3-knife system. This is different. This is my everyday carry. A simple Victorinox knife with a corkscrew, because here in Europe our wine bottles often still have corks. That's everyday carry. When going in the bush, I have this as my primary knife and some gadgets. A fire steel, a whistle, tick remover, striker, small piece of fat wood, and my trusty old Victorinox knife I got in the military. It's still in use. On top I have a lanyard. So I don't attach a lanyard to my knives. I like lanyard holes, but I don't like having a lanyard all the time. So I bring a lanyard, attach them when needed, and take them off when no longer needed. This is all redundant, so it basically always stays in my pocket as a last resort. I sometimes might bring a pair of pliers. This is a Leatherman. Yeah. And this is the redundant part. Like I like to bring a fire steel, a striker, and a bigger chunk of fat wood. Yeah. So then coming up to my premier knives, the second knife if you count this one, but basically the ones I will always use just for a stroll, a day stroll, or something in a park, like a picnic, either an Opinel or this Ford Peasant. Yeah. Both carbon steels, but you're close to home, you can take care of them. And this one, very nice, but not in extremely wet conditions, because the wood will swell and it will be hard to open or close them. This one I also modified a lot. This one I like to carry as a neck knife in the leather sheath with the whistle. I modified only the back end just a little. One of my favorite knives for neck knife carry. Also, in the same category, this is my old Enzo Trapper. Now, for some reason, the Enzo Trapper in the reverse grip always gave me a hot spot. So this one, it's in D2 steel, I modified a lot. D2 steel got a bad rap. They say it will go brittle if it's very cold, so I took it to a test. I took it on a winter survival, left it outside the camp, picked it up in the morning, started batoning with it, and nothing happened. So I think you just have to be lucky with the tempering and that there's no flaws in the metal during production. Okay, one that I always will use is also the Hulta Force. This is the GK. I added a bow drill hole to it. It actually works. Yeah. Comes with a cheap plastic sheet, but it's a functional sheet. A stainless version for more like fishing trips or when it's really wet where I'm going. And these are basically the main knives I will use. Pocket style or fixed blade, the main knives, sharp edges. And then I come to like what I would call the third knife, the backup knife, the tough knife. They can be small, like this straight. Yeah. It has a hollow grind, I don't care. I just made the edge not as fine as I would on the other blades. So it's a bit stronger. And this one, it's ideal for the rough stuff, even though it's small, but just getting some fat wood, using the batoning technique to get some fat wood. So this one is easy with the sheet to just throw in your bag or even carry in your cargo pocket. It's small enough. It can go a bit bigger with this this Bushman, cold steel Bushman. I really like this design. It's quite a handy knife. I don't use it as a spear. but you can put a stick in here, a long stick, to get to reach the high hanging fruits in the trees. It can also be this cold steel GI Tento. I modified a lot, but still it's a very sturdy, handy knife. Always also tried this one in this very cold conditions. Left it outside in the winter and started batoning the next morning, and it performed great. So basically all the difference is in the grind that I give them. They have to be sturdy, and they are not as sharp, but therefore have a stronger grind. This one is a Canadian blade, actually, Mackenzie. I picked it up in Sweden for about 10 euros. Well, the value of 10 euros, because Sweden has crowns, of course. It's a hollow grind, but it looks like the traditional Scandinavian blade with a big rubber handle. I have big hands, or rather big hands, and this is almost too big for my hands already, so people with small hands might have a problem with this one. What I really like is that all this rubber is really absorbing all the vibrations when batoning with this knife. So it's very comfortable for this purpose. A bit of chopping, yeah, it's not a machete, but a bit of chopping and some batoning some bigger woods. It's very good for this purpose. So that's what I mean with the 3-knife system. One just there as a last resort. The main knife, sharp for all the normal tasks, the food prep and the whittling and stuff like that. And a knife with a different grind for the heavy stuff, the batoning and stuff like that. Maybe even some chopping. That's my 3-knife system. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.